Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. First, I'd like to say I apologize for the inactivity a little bit lately. I had some problems with my computer, so I wasn't able to edit any videos. But without further ado, today I'm going to be talking about the 5 things that I hate about my car. So to start off, if any of you haven't seen my videos before, I do own a 2015 Camaro V6 with a 6-speed manual. This is the 1LS model as well. So for those of you who have seen my past videos, you might be able to tell I love this car. The Camaro is my favorite car, this is my dream car, and I'm able to drive it at 18 years old, so I love it. But driving it for 22,000 miles now, I have found some things that I dislike about the car, so this is going to be the 5 things I hate about the car. Hope you guys enjoy. So to start off with number 1, the first thing I can say that I hate about this car, or you could call it number 5, is the sun visor. And for all of you who drive cars, you know that the one thing the sun visors are supposed to do is keep the sun out of your eyes when it's bright out. And being in Florida, that happens a lot. Too bad with the Camaro, these have one of the smallest sun visors I've ever seen. And I'm sorry the lighting isn't that great, but this is the smallest sun visor I've ever had. And you can see how much space there still is there. And me being a tall person, but this car sits pretty low, you're still sitting pretty low, and this doesn't work half the time. Yes, you can still go like this and it still does open up for the side, but they could have made it a lot bigger. So that'd be the first thing I hate about it. So on to number 2. And the second thing, or number 4, that I hate about this car is the placement of the cup holders. First of all, there's only 2, so you can only have 2 drinks in the car. The passengers have to basically hold them between their legs or just hold them in their hands the whole time. But also, they couldn't put them in the door. They had to put them right behind the shifter. And yes, I do have a small bottle in here right now, so you can't really tell. But if you have a big bottle in there, or even just a bottle right here, you have to put your arm to the side while you're shifting. Instead of, if it's not there, I rest it like this, full arm like that. And especially if you have a big drink in the front, you literally have to go over top of it like that. And if you're doing any kind of performance driving whatsoever, you guys can see how that'd be a huge issue. So the number 4 thing I don't like about the car is the placement of the 2 cup holders. So the third and last thing about the interior that I dislike about this car has to do with these back seats. So we'll go ahead and take a seat back there so we can talk about that. Alright, so for number 3, here I am in the back seat, and first thing, I'm sitting behind myself. Literally my knees are pushed up into the seat. I'm 6 foot tall, so yes, I am taller than most people, but literally I can barely sit back here comfortably. And secondly, sitting up tall, as tall as I can sit, my head is easily touching the ceiling. So to sit back here, you kind of got to sit back here like this. Pretty uncomfortable. Also, there's not really anything for the passenger back here. No climate controls, not even a padded armrest. It's plastic. And you know, that's not the worst thing, because the cabin in this car is pretty small, so the air does reach the back easily. And well, it is a muscle car, so you're not going to be having people in the back seat all that often, but for when you do, they're probably not going to be too happy with you. Alright, so for number 2 and 1, they both are on the outside of the car, so let's take a walk out there. Alright, so for the number 2 thing I hate about this car, that has to be how they are fake fog lights here. As you can see, you got your headlights here, nice headlights, but you have fake fog lights on both sides. And yes, this is the 1LS model. This is the only model that doesn't have fog lights, but you know, I think maybe it'd even look better with just red over going that. It does look kind of cool sometimes, but I mean, it looks pretty cheap in my opinion. Alright, and for number 1, the number 1 thing I hate about this car is the only performance thing I don't like about the car, and that's what's sitting right behind me, and that is these brakes right here. And the thing about the brakes is, first of all, they're only 1 piston, just normal disc brakes, no carbon ceramic, nothing like that. And they actually do stop very well for being only 1 piston. Motor Trend tested these out in 2010, and they actually stopped from 60 in 107 feet, which is actually pretty good considering they're only 1 piston. And I can say from personal use, they are good brakes for around the town, but As you guys know, I like going on back roads. I like driving around, pushing the car towards its limits, and the thing about the brakes is they fade so bad. After about 5 to 10 hard stops, it's really hard to stop in the time that you want to with these brakes. You get the choppiness where it's like going you can hear it while you're trying to stop, and also just it's not very confidence inspiring. This is a performance car, so I think that they should have a little bit better brakes, but that is the only performance thing I don't like about the car.